Guys, welcome back to my channel. Ignore the beeping in the background. I'm on the train. This is a highly requested makeup look, so I thought I'd just show you. Here it is.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I did this look here. The next frame might be really scary because I literally woke up when I filmed this video, so I woke up how you see me in the video, but I end up looking like this. So if you want to see how I got this look here, then please keep on watching. It's just a simple burgundy kind of cat eye look, similar to the stuff I usually go for, something in my comfort zone, but something that I think is really cute and fun and wearable for like casual occasions or dressy occasions. So yeah, if you'd like to see how I got this look here, then please keep on watching. So I'm going to be starting off with the L'Oreal Infallible 24 Matte Cover Foundation, and this is in the shade 135 Radiant Vanilla. So it just looks like this, and it comes in this like really convenient squeezy tube. I'm just going to squeeze a little bit out onto my Real Techniques buffing brush. Love this brush, love this foundation. This is one of my go-to favorite kind of fuller coverage matte foundations. I'm going to put a huge blob on it like that. I just feel like I really want to be a full coverage person today. Sometimes I want like less coverage, but today I feel like a lot of coverage. Also, I really like the scent of this foundation. It doesn't have like a foundation-y kind of scent. It smells very fresh. It's got a very like clean kind of scent, if that makes sense. Nice yellow undertones for this foundation. I feel like it matches my skin tone well, and yeah, very high coverage, so I feel like I'll be able to get like a really full beat out of this look. I'm also going to cover my eyelids with the foundation as well. That's going to be like covering my entire face, and obviously bring it down your neck as well so you don't look too much like a mask, because you know that doesn't look cute. Blending it up into my hairline as much as I can through like the areas like near my ears and stuff. And yeah, I love this foundation so much. I hope it never gets discontinued. I saw the powder version of this is now really popular on TikTok. I think that's probably going to be the next powder that I purchase after I use up a couple of powders that I have right now. Even though this is a matte foundation, I'll probably powder it as well anyway, just because like whatever. But yeah, the powder version of this foundation is sold out right now at all the places that I was looking for it at, because probably because of the TikTok trend of like using it going like viral or whatever. But totally want to try that out next. Let me know if you've tried it yet, because I'm curious how you felt about it. So yeah, really easy full coverage base. I'm also going to use a little bit of concealer just to like brighten the under eyes a little bit extra. This is the L'Oreal Infallible More Than Concealer, and I wear the shade 326 Vanilla, and I'm just going to take this huge doe foot applicator. I love how this also smells fresh as well. It's really nice, and it's kind of like a thicker, fuller coverage concealer. Again, this whole range is very like full beat kind of vibes. And I'm just going to use the same buffing foundation brush to just kind of take this under my eyes, and with the excess product I'll take it around my nose area. I really like this whole range. I don't need a huge amount of concealer all over my face just because this foundation was so full coverage, but I'm going to be using this just to brighten extra in the areas that I need it. And I'll be setting it, not because it's not a matte foundation, it is a matte foundation, but I just really want the full shebang today, so I'm going to use setting powder just to like set over the concealer and stuff like that. Like that was so easy, and I feel so like bright and like full intense now. The powder that I'm going to be using is the one that I've been using a fair bit recently. It's the Rimmel Radiant Clear Complexion clarifying powder, and I just wear the shade 21 Transparent. I'm going to be using this Duo Fiber face brush from Real Techniques. I actually dropped this, and now I've broken the lid. I don't know if you can see that. There's a crack. There's a crack through the lid there. But yes, this does come as a pressed powder. I just broke it, and then now it's a loose powder for me. I'm just going to pack this everywhere because I literally don't care how much powder I put on, because I don't feel like it ever looks like too much once I like blend it around and like buff it. I feel like if your powder is looking too powdery and cakey on the face, it's not because you're using too much or anything, it's because you're not like buffing it around enough. Because I feel like when I put on a load of powder, like if I just put a blob of powder on there and it looks really powdery, if I buff it around with the brush properly, like it becomes like part of the skin. At least with this powder anyway. Most of the powders I find do that. They shouldn't like cake up too much. They should just like buff into the skin, and like any excess powder just like falls onto my lap and makes a big mess below me. But that's fine. I'm just going to powder my whole face because I love being fully bead. Also, I feel like when I powder my whole face, it makes like all my cheek products go on easily. Like it makes them like not skip as much. They're not as patchy. I have quite a few breakouts at the moment, so I don't want my cheek products to skip on my breakouts. I don't want like patches on my cheeks. I just feel like I'm having a bad makeup day when I have that problem. So yep, powdered, concealed, foundationed. Next I'm going to go into some bronzer, and today I'm going to be using the Too Faced Cocoa Contour Palette. Just looks like this. I actually have a new version of this palette, but I'm still finishing up panning some of the old shades, and today I'm going to be using Medium Cocoa, which is that shade there. It's kind of like a cooler toned bronzer. It's not like a cool tone bronzer, it's just like a medium to cool. I'm just going to be digging into it with my finger because all of the product is on the side of the pan and I can't get it with my brush at this point, so I just like dig it up with my finger and then go in with the brush as I have the bronzer as a loose powder. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but that's not too bad. Whatever, I'm just going to go with it. I love this bronzer brush that I've been using at the moment. It's from Benefit. It's from their Hoola range. It's the Hoola bronzer brush. I just love this shape of like a big fluffy dome brush for bronzer. It's really easy to fluff everything around, easy to blend things out, and great for placement. I feel like it's really easy to drag bronzer around your face without creating harsh lines with this brush. I wouldn't use this brush as I wouldn't use a brush that's this fluffy as much for something a bit more like chiseling. Like if I wanted a really like chiseled contoured look, I probably wouldn't reach for this brush. I'd probably go for something a bit more precise, a bit more dense and defined. But for a fluffy bronzer look like I'm usually going for, love this brush so much. I also have a similar one from Real Techniques, and that one's also really good. It's like pretty much the same shape. So even though this brush is, I think it's getting discontinued, the Real Techniques brush is pretty much the same. Like it's like a dupe. Just scratching up a little bit more bronzer out of the side of the pan. I don't want to repress these pans. I'm just going to scratch them and use them up because, you know, it goes on good enough when I scratch the side and I can't be bothered to repress it just because sometimes when I repress it, I'm not satisfied with the way I repress it, or the powder becomes like weird or looser in the pan. I don't press my pans in very hard, so I don't really want to mess up this palette and just like make a dodgy job of repressing it. Love these shades in here though. It still has that beautiful chocolate scent after all these years. Love this palette so much, and I can't wait to get into my new version of this palette because it's just such a good face palette. Except for that one shade Pop of Light that I'm always sad that they included. It's just a waste of space. They should have, well, they fixed it in the new palette, so I guess it's not that big of an issue. But yeah, love this. I have the like light to medium version. They also have like a darker skin tone version of this palette, but I obviously am this skin tone, so I use this one. Is that a little bit patchy? Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Next I'm going in with some blush, and I'm going to be using this MAC blush. This is a powder blush in the shade Desert Rose. Love this. It's kind of like a neutral rosy shade. I always feel like my face products look so crazy until I've applied all of my like eyeshadow and stuff. So I look at myself in the viewfinder and I'm a bit like, oh, is that a lot? But it's fine. Also, if you're wondering why my blush looks like it has a bit of sheen, I used this same brush the other day with highlight and I haven't cleaned it since. So don't look at that. It's fine. I'm aware that there's highlight left on this brush. I'm going to really pack on the blush. This blush is like kind of like a neutral pinky tone. Like it looks like a natural blush. I don't know. I always feel like blushes look good. I love this. I'm packing on loads because I like to have like so much blush on my face that I can see it in the viewfinder because I'm cakey like that. But you putting on blush in real life don't have to go as crazy as I do. Don't worry about me. Do as much blush as you feel comfortable with for you. Probably no one follows these tutorials anyway, but you know. You don't have to be as cakey as me. I'm just cakey. Also, the brush that I use for my blush, it's such a tongue twister to say that, is the angled blush brush from Nude by Nature. I like this angled brush because it fits the cheeks really nicely. Also, because it's kind of a fluffier brush, I feel like I'm able to apply really pigmented products like the MAC blushes with this brush without making it too intense, except I do build it up anyway to make it intense. But if I wanted a more like lighter natural look, I could with this powder brush because it's not as like dense and stuff. It's nice and fluffy. I just love this shade. It's so pretty. Desert Rose from MAC is love. Favorite. So many people's holy grail. Next I'm going to go in with some highlight on the cheek, and this is also from MAC. This is Whisper of Guilt. Looks like this. I've hit pan and I'm digging into these little grids here. They're like these little grids on the pan, and I'm not sure, am I supposed to like dig the product out of those like grids in the pan? It's going to be like so hard to use up. As you can see, I've dug into one grid. That was really difficult. Like I had to get like a little end of a brush and like stab it around to get that out. So I don't know if that's practical. Do people usually do that with this product? I'm not sure. I've never panned an extra dimension skin finish before. The brush that I'm using for highlight today is this angled setting brush from Real Techniques. I got this in a little like 3-piece kit years and years ago, and I love it so much. It's a really cute little setting brush, but I use it for highlight most of the time. Sometimes I use these brushes for blush as well, just because they're really nice, smaller shapes. Sometimes I want a more precise application of blush. I go in with these brushes. They also come in a non-angled shape, and they are all cute and versatile. I'm putting it on my forehead as well for some extra gleam, just above my brow bone here. Just adds a little something something. Some people don't like having a big forehead. I feel like it, I don't know. Not that I have a big forehead, but I'd like to have a big forehead. I feel like it makes your face look longer in a nice way. I don't know. Maybe it's just me because I don't really have a big forehead insecurity. I just want more forehead. I don't know. Next I'm going to go into eyes. Where's my palette? Don't tell me I left it over there. No, I didn't. Oh, it's right behind me. So this is the palette I'm going to be using today. It's the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. Looks like this. Classic. Everybody has it. The reason I keep using this palette on my channel is because I feel like a lot of people have this palette, and so I'm not afraid to use it because I feel like it's one that a lot of people can follow along with. I'm just using this shade White Chocolate here, which is this large matte pale shade, and I'm just setting my... I just stabbed my eye. I'm just setting my whole lid with this shade here, just to create a nice even set base for all of the rest of the shadows to go on top of. I'm doing a kind of burgundy look today, or hopefully I am, so we'll see how it goes. I'm going to use this shade Semi Sweet here, which is this mid-toned neutral matte shade, and I'm just going to be sweeping that all through the crease just to create a little bit of dimension to the eyes, just to set a little base crease shade before we get into some darker shadows. This is going to be a really simple look today. I just know exactly what I want to do. It's going to be basic, simple, easy, and cute, hopefully. Hopefully it's really flattering on my eye shape. I'm going for kind of like a cat eye shape. So when I put on my shadows, I focus them more on the outer corner of the eye and take less product into the inner corner, focusing it all out here. And hopefully it's flattering because I feel like that's the most like versatile thing for my eye shape. Next I'm going to take this shade Hot Chocolate. It's like a shimmery mid-tone neutral to cool kind of brown, and I'm just taking that in the outer corner. Yeah, I just feel like cat eyes look most flattering on me. It's like if my eye shape was meant for one type of eyeshadow, it'd be like a cat smoky eye, or maybe just winged liner. So I'm just going to place this down really messily on the outer part, and then I'm going to grab another brush to blend with. So now I'm going to grab this like Duo Fiber eye brush from Real Techniques. It's a really like fluffy brush. I'm just going to blend the edges of the shadow I just placed, just to make them more seamless, just to buff it around in the crease that I popped it into, to make sure it doesn't have any harsh edges. I can always go in and add some more shadow later if I feel like I blended it way too much. So if I blend it way too much, like I feel like I did on this side, I can just grab a little bit more shadow and just pop it in there again, deepen it up a little bit more. I'm pretty happy with the way that's coming out. So next I'm going to go in with the shade Cherry Cordial, which is this deep mattish kind of red in the palette. I feel like it has slight golden micro glitters through it, but it's not really noticeable when you apply it to the eyes. I'm going to take, I kind of want to use a different brush. Oh well, I'll go in with the same brush. I'm going to take the same brush that I keep using. It's a base shadow brush from Real Techniques. It just looks like this. And I'm going to take this on the very outer corner. This is going to be the darkest shade I'll use today. It's just a really simple matte burgundy red shade, really gorgeous. I love this so much. It's one of my favorite like colors in the palette that isn't a neutral. I feel like I always use the neutrals in this palette, and when I do go for a color, it's like this Cherry Cordial. It's like totally one of my favorites. It just adds so much depth without being too colorful, but does add like something that's not just a plain boring brown that everyone uses all the time. Just basic, but not too basic. Love it, the way this looks. I'm going to be blending again with that same Duo Fiber eye brush, just so that the edges aren't too intense there. I don't want like a unblended edge there. One time I dried this Duo Fiber eye brush with a hairdryer, and I feel like this brush has never quite been the same since. It was really nice before. The moral of the story is don't dry your brushes with a hairdryer because it will damage them, and hairdryers are not meant to be used on makeup brushes. Just be patient. Wash your brushes with enough time before you're going to use them again, and don't use a hairdryer on them because it will make the, I don't know, you won't be able to see it on camera, but like the ends of the Duo Fiber brush hairs, they kind of like curl over, so they go up straight and they kind of curl at the tip. Just doesn't apply as nicely anymore. But I still use it, whatever. I'm going to grab a little bit more and just like keep on deepening up the areas that I want to be darker at the outer corner area. I'm going to grab a little bit more of that hot chocolate shade, which is that shimmery brown, and pack that on the middle a little more so that it has a little more shine. And then in a minute, I'm going to go in with the light color of today, which is going to be Marzipan. I love Marzipan. It's one of the most beautiful shades in the palette, in my opinion. It's this one here. It's like a pearlescent, creamy, pinky champagne. It's absolutely stunning. I'm going to be using this brush here. This is also from Real Techniques. It's a shading brush. Just looks like this. Mine's dirty, but it's dirty with Marzipan. So I don't mind using a dirty Marzipan brush to get some more Marzipan. I'm using the NYX Matte Finish setting spray. I'm just dampening my brush so that I pick up Marzipan a little bit more intensely. I'm just going to work this around the front of my lid here. I'm not sure if I want to keep this just on my mobile lid or if I want to make it more intense. No, I'm just going to keep it on my mobile lid. I'm not going to take it all the way across, just like keeping it in this front area. I have so much fallout on my face. Where is my... I'm just going to grab this Duro Fiber like face brush again and buff off the excess fallout from those dark shades because I have fallout on my face. So much powder everywhere. Okay. When I apply this, I'm going to take it to about halfway through my lid and then use my finger just to give it a like blurred edge at the sides. You could use a brush for that, but I don't feel like I need to. I feel like I don't really want a precise like cut crease kind of vibe, so I'm actually going to blend that with another brush. Who will I blend with? This brush here is not really a blending brush. It's just a concealer brush from Nude by Nature, but I'm going to use it to blur the line so I don't have a harsh crease going on, so that my Marzipan shade kind of is a bit more seamless into the rest of my shadow. See how it's like a little bit more precise here and then a little bit more diffused here. I'm going to use this brush and build intensity to make sure that this original area that I want it to be bright stays bright. Yeah, that's the kind of vibe I'm going for. Just like light and diffused without being like too perfect. Let's go in on this side. Should I use Marzipan as my inner corner highlight, or should I use the highlight that I used on my face? I think I'm going to use Marzipan. I feel like it'll look more cohesive, because if I use the one that I used on my face, Whisper of Guilt is kind of like Whisper of Guilt from Max, like kind of a warmer toned highlight, and I don't want to like make it look too different from Marzipan. Marzipan's more of like a champagne-y, pinky kind of highlight. Okay, I'll just go in with Marzipan on my inner corner while we're here. And I'll also take that a little bit underneath the eye, just like that. I'm not one for a lot of under eye eyeshadow because I like a really like lifted catty kind of look, so I'm not going to go for it, but you could if you wanted. I would just mix a combination of hot chocolate and cherry cordial and just take it through the like outmost third of the lower lash line, but I won't be doing that today just because I don't feel like I need it. I feel like this is cute. I'm going to disappear now and go put on some lashes, mascara, what's it called, eyeliner. I'm probably going to do a little bit of a wing, my brows, all those things that you already know how to do, and I'll come right back when it's all done. Okay, so I've done my brows with the Colourpop Precision Brow Pencil in the shade Black and Brown like I always do. I just did those off camera, and I also did my liner using, where is it? I used this little Stila Stay All Day Waterproof eyeliner because it's the only one that I have right now. I've just run out of eyeliner and I really want to pick up some more because I hate being low on eyeliner. Obviously, I wear eyeliner pretty much every day. The lashes that I'm wearing, I don't really love. These are some ones that I purchased in Taiwan, but I've only worn these, like this is the third time I've worn these lashes, and they're just way too flexible. Like the band is very flexible, so I feel like it can be difficult to apply them. I just really struggled applying them the second time, but this was the third time I applied them, and they're okay today, but they're probably not my favorite. I'm going to highlight my face little detailed areas using this little brush called the Crease Brush from Nude by Nature, and the highlight that I used on the rest of my face, just the Whisper of Guilt from MAC. I'm just going to go and take that on my brow bone. Just going to brush it on with the brush, and then I use my like finger and just rub it in a bit so that it's diffused nicely. I feel like this adds so much dimension to the brow. It just brings forward the bone and makes the brow look so much more defined. Makes that whole eyeshadow look like pop a little bit more. Brings a bit more shimmer and glam and glow. I'm going to take this on the Cupid's bow as well. Actually, I do want to highlight my nose, but I want to kind of contour it a little bit first. So I'm going to take that shade that I used all over my bronzer areas earlier, that shade Medium Cocoa from the Cocoa Contour Palette from Too Faced, and I'm going to grab it on this like angled kind of eye brush from Real Techniques. I'm just going to take that on the tip of the nose just to like shorten the length of it, and I'm going to grab a bit and pop that down the two sides of the nose just to define it. Oh, I feel like nose contour does so much. It's probably one of my favorite parts of my makeup routine. I just love having like a snatched nose. I'm not the best at nose contour, but like I feel like it does something. Also, I feel like when my nose isn't contoured, the rest of my face is like colored and like, you know, has makeup on it, and my nose is like light in comparison. I feel like it looks odd. I feel like I put too much blush on my nose. Should I grab a little bit of the light cocoa and just like rub it down the center to bring brightness? Yeah, that looks better. Okay, I'm going to highlight my nose as well, of course. I'm going to take that same brush. I'm going to take it on the tip and on the bridge. And then I just draw a line to connect the two. I feel like it makes the nose look slimmer and taller and really flattering. I think that's all of the makeup I'm going to do. Let's set the face with the NYX Matte Finish setting spray. Love the setting spray. Just a classic from the drugstore. Let's see how my hair turned out. I slept like this, so when you saw me at the beginning of the video, I literally woke up like that. I don't know how my hair is going to come out. It could be really cute. It could be really flat and boring and lame, so we'll see. I just kind of take my hair out of the bun, find a parting down the middle. I'm a middle parting kind of person. I don't know, I've just always been a middle parting person. I heard there's big controversy about like what side you part your hair on, or like middle parts are trendy or something. I don't really know what's going on. This is surprisingly okay hair. Good enough. No volume at the top, but when do I ever have volume at the top? This is the completed makeup look. I almost forgot my lip product. The lip product I'm going to use is Barely There from Dose of Colours. It's just a lip gloss from their I Love Sarah He collection. It's the perfect nude. It's kind of a lighter nude. Probably not everyone's taste, but I love like a super nude gloss. Yeah, this is the completed makeup look. I hope you like it. This is all the makeup I'm going to be showing you guys today. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Comment anything you'd like to see from me in future down below. Subscribe if you would like to see more content from me. Hopefully my hair doesn't look too crazy. And hopefully I'll see you in a future video soon. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye!
Here are some more close-ups of the completed look. Shout out to Grace for requesting another tutorial. Love you, girl. You're a hottie. You're a skinny legend. Love you so much.